Hello and welcome back to Vox Terra. The show's purpose today is to get society and politics focused on the long-term survival of the species and to provide you with some good talking points you can take out into the world through social media, in phone conversations, or at your safe social distance. I've often also said that part of my goal is to bring people together who normally see themselves as opposed, to cut past those divisive hot-button social issues. So to do that today, I'm going to bring together environmentalists, people who consider themselves or see themselves as conservative, traditional religious people, and heavy metal fans. That's why today I'm calling the show COVID-19, the Black Sabbath, for a world that shall not respect the Sabbath of the Lord. Look, heavy metal, that's Ozzy Osbourne, his band Black Sabbath. Well, we're getting like a Black Sabbath, a dark Sabbath. The Sabbath means the day of rest. I think in Hebrew it's Shabbat. Okay, the day of rest, or a time of rest, actually. So right now, society is being shut down in many places to necessary services only. Okay? So there's this false debate out there between are these extreme times, these extreme weather, the new era of disease and pandemic, this heating planet, is this God's wrath, or is this a failure to listen to the scientists and the environmentalists? That's a false debate, brother. That's a false debate, sister. Let me show you right here. The Pope Francis wrote a book called Laudato Si, on care for our common home. Pope cited from Genesis and Exodus and Leviticus. Exodus 28-11, the fourth commandment regarding the Sabbath. 6 days ye shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God, on which you must not do any work, neither you, nor your children, nor your servants, livestock, nor foreigner within your gates. It even extends to the animals. Exodus 35:3, not cited in Laudato Si that I'm aware of, maybe he did, I don't know. Do not light any fire in your dwellings on the Sabbath day. So not only are we to refrain from unnecessary work, not even to light a fire on the Sabbath day, but there's more, brother, there's more, sister. Every 7 years, and this is a really undertold story in our go consumeristic, capitalistic system, which is propped up by subsidies from the governments. This is a really undertold part of the Bible. Leviticus 25:1-6. But for 6 years you may sow your field and prune your vineyard and gather its crops. But in the 7th year there shall be a Sabbath of complete rest for the land. A Sabbath of complete rest for the land. You are not to sow your field or prune your vineyard. You are not to reap the aftergrowth of your harvest or gather the grapes of your untended vines. The land must have a year of complete rest. The land must have a year of complete rest. Whatever the land yields during the Sabbath year shall be food for you, for yourself, your servants, maidservant, the hired hand or foreigner who stays with you, and your livestock and the wild animals. All it grows may serve as food, but the land must have a year of rest. Leviticus 19:9-10. Now when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap to the very corners of your field, nor gather all the gleanings of your harvest. So I put out that last one from Leviticus because remember the earlier video I did? Did you watch that one? About the Green New Deal for agriculture? Right? Those are regenerative agricultural techniques, allowing the earth to heal so it can go back to its job of sequestering all this carbon that we're pumping it full of. It can go back to its job of grabbing and sucking up all of these carcinogens and pollutants that our constant, busy society is pumping our earth full of. It's poisoning us. So if you look at it this way, if you look at these biblical chapters, now do you think that what Trump wants to do, which is just rebuild business as usual, does that sound biblically sound to you? Does that sound biblically sound to just rebuild business as usual? We're just going to prop up the fossil fuel industries and airlines and prop them up and just Get back to it. Go, go, go. That, remember the days of the blue laws when everything was closed down on Sundays and things used to close at night? Well, see, we've got this constant racing around, this constant rush now. And as we get divided from beliefs and separated from those traditions, we're just even more prey to this consumerism, aren't we? That's why I was so disappointed when I was listening to one of my favorite Christian radio channels, and I loved hearing the preachers. But boy, when I heard those two of these news hosts on there talking about what a great job Trump is doing, and actually saying that this isn't the time to be giving, tax credits for renewable energy or extending those tax credits. Actually saying that. Well, brother, you're talking about propping up the same materialistic, consumeristic society that clearly the Bible is telling us that's not what God wants for us. And to anybody who's into Zen Buddhism, I want to give you a little plug too. It's that concept of monkey mind where our mind's always racing around, right? That constant racing mind really makes us easy pickings for consumerism, doesn't it? So I hope you found this video helpful. We got to build something different, right? This is like a warning shot, okay? Because the next warning shot is going to be, we keep pumping this earth full of these carcinogens and greenhouse gases, and they build up and they build up, and they're setting events into motion that we can't put the brakes on. And if we shut down one of the Earth's vital weather systems, like the jet stream or the Gulf Stream, if we set forces in motion that shut those down, we're not going to get this like forced rest. It's going to be completely shut down. And the Pope also warned in Genesis that God brought on the flood because he was unhappy with our violence. Right? So that's why Leonardo DiCaprio called his movie Warning About Global Warming Before the Flood. Look, let's not rebuild the same thing again. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please share it. If you're someone new to my channel, please subscribe. And if you have thoughts on this topic or constructive criticism, please offer them and comment. But I don't like getting barged at and insulted. Anybody can trade insults, and it's not helpful. And it's also, as long as we're talking about the Bible, it's not biblically sound. So until next time, peace be with you.